Have you ever felt like someone was pulling your strings, making you do things you didn't really want to do? Or maybe you've wondered how some people can be so incredibly persuasive, almost like they have a superpower. What if I told you this isn't science fiction? It's the very real, and sometimes scary, world of psychological manipulation. Today, we're going on a deep dive into the art of mind control. We'll uncover the subtle techniques used to influence our thoughts and actions, not to scare you, but to empower you. By the end of this video, you'll be able to spot these tactics from a mile away and protect your own mind. Let's start with a foundational concept: cognitive dissonance. This is the mental discomfort we feel when we hold two conflicting beliefs, or when our actions don't align with our values. Manipulators absolutely love to exploit this. Imagine a friend asks you for a small favor, like borrowing a book. You agree because it's no big deal. A week later, they ask for a bigger favor, like borrowing your car for the weekend. You might feel a little hesitant, but you've already established yourself as a helpful friend. Saying no now would create dissonance. To avoid that uncomfortable feeling, you're more likely to say yes. This is the foot in the door technique, and it works by slowly escalating requests. Your initial small yes makes it psychologically harder to say no later on. It's a slow burn manipulation, building on your own desire for consistency. Another powerful tool is social proof. Humans are social creatures. We look to others to guide our behavior, especially in uncertain situations. Think about online reviews. Would you rather eat at a restaurant with 5 stars from 1,000 people, or one with no reviews at all? Exactly. Manipulators create the illusion of a consensus. They might use fake testimonials, AstroTurf online forums, or pack a room with supporters to make it seem like everyone agrees with their idea. When we see a crowd all doing the same thing, our brain's shortcut is to think, well, they must know something I don't. This pressure to conform can be incredibly strong, often overriding our own judgment. It's why trends catch on so fast, and why mob mentality can be so dangerous. Now, let's talk about authority. From a young age, we're taught to respect authority figures: parents, teachers, police officers. This is generally a good thing. It helps society function. But this instinct can be weaponized. The famous Milgram experiment in the 1960s showed just how far people would go. Participants were instructed by a man in a lab coat, an authority figure, to deliver what they thought were painful electric shocks to another person. A shocking number of them complied, even when they heard screams of agony, simply because the person in charge told them to continue. Manipulators don't need a lab coat. They just need to project an image of authority. This could be through a fancy title, a uniform, impressive-sounding jargon, or just an air of unshakable confidence. Our brains are conditioned to defer to these cues, often without questioning the legitimacy of the authority itself. Then there's the principle of reciprocity. If someone gives you a gift, you feel an innate obligation to give something back. It's a social glue that builds relationships. But it's also a classic sales and manipulation tactic. Ever been offered a free sample? Or a no-obligation gift? This isn't just kindness. It's a strategy. By accepting the gift, you now feel a subconscious debt. When the person later asks you to buy something or sign up for a service, you're much more likely to agree because you want to repay that debt and relieve the social pressure. The gift could be anything: a compliment, a small favor, or even just some extra attention. The manipulator is creating a one-sided transaction, counting on your natural desire to balance the scales in their favor. Let's not forget scarcity. People want what they can't have. The fear of missing out, or FOMO, is a powerful motivator. Limited time offer. Only 3 left in stock. Exclusive access for members only. These phrases are designed to create a sense of urgency. They short-circuit our rational decision-making process. Instead of thinking, "Do I really need this?" we think, I have to act now or I'll lose my chance forever. This works because our brains are wired to place a higher value on things that are rare or difficult to obtain. Manipulators artificially create this scarcity to push you into making a snap decision before you have time to think it through. It's a race against a clock that they invented. Another subtle but potent technique is the use of emotional manipulation, particularly through fear and guilt. Fear is a primal instinct. When we're scared, we're not thinking clearly. We're just looking for safety. A manipulator might paint a terrifying picture of what will happen if you don't follow their advice. Think of politicians warning of imminent doom, or salespeople highlighting the risks of not buying their insurance product. They create the problem, then conveniently offer themselves as the only solution. Guilt is just as effective. Guilt tripping involves making you feel responsible for someone else's negative emotions or misfortunes. If you really cared about me, you would do this. I guess I'll just be all alone then. These statements aren't direct requests. They're emotional traps. They put the burden of their happiness on your shoulders, manipulating you into compliance to alleviate your own feeling of guilt. So, how do we defend ourselves against these tactics? The first and most important step is awareness. Simply knowing that these techniques exist is half the battle. When you feel that sudden pressure to act, or that twinge of guilt, pause. Ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? Is this my own desire, or is someone else manufacturing it? Give yourself permission to take a step back and think. You don't have to decide right now. A legitimate offer will still be there after you've had time to consider it. Learn to be comfortable with saying no. You don't owe anyone an explanation. No is a complete sentence. It's about setting boundaries and protecting your own mental space. It's also crucial to trust your gut. Our intuition is a powerful subconscious processing system. If a situation feels off, or a person seems too good to be true, it probably is. Don't let someone rush you or flatter you into ignoring that feeling. Also, seek outside opinions. Talk to a trusted friend or family member who isn't involved in the situation. A neutral third party can often see the manipulation that you can't because you read too close to it. They can help you see the bigger picture and confirm whether your suspicions are valid. Finally, build your self-confidence. Manipulators often prey on people with low self-esteem because they are more susceptible to flattery and more likely to doubt their own judgment. Knowing your own worth makes you a much harder target. You become less dependent on external validation, which is a manipulator's favorite currency. Understanding the psychology of mind control isn't about becoming paranoid. It's about becoming smarter, more discerning, and more in control of your own life. It's a skill that empowers you to build healthier relationships and make choices that are truly your own. The human mind is complex, but it's not a lock that can be picked by just anyone. With the right knowledge, you hold the key. I hope this has given you some valuable insights into the world of influence and persuasion. If you found this helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more deep dives into psychology and human behavior. What's the most subtle manipulation tactic you've ever encountered? Share your stories in the comments below. Let's learn from each other. Thanks for watching, and stay sharp.